Madam Speaker, I rise in strong opposition to H.R. 822, what the Brady campaign correctly calls the packing heat on your street bill. Mr. Speaker, America is in dire economic straits. Millions of people are out of work. Our growth rate is anemic. People are clamoring for Congress to pass legislation to grow the economy and help create jobs. And so what is the House of Representatives doing? This august body is considering gun legislation. The disconnect between the Republican House majority and the American people is beyond belief. It is no wonder that Congress' approval rating is 13%, according to the latest Gallup poll. Not only are we wasting our time on this issue, but what the bill does should scare every American. This bill, as amended by the Judiciary Committee, would let a person with a concealed carry permit issued by one state take his or her weapon into any other state of which they are not a resident, regardless of the laws of that other state. State laws on both gun possession and concealed carry would be overridden. This bill takes away the right of the citizens of each state to set their own gun control policy. For a Republican House majority that supposedly believes in states' rights, this bill is shocking. So, for example, some states require firearms training or require that people be 21 years old to have a concealed carry permit. All such rules would be tossed aside by this new federal mandate. I tried to protect states by filing an amendment with the Rules Committee, which would have created an exception to the bill to let states enforce laws against persons convicted of sex offenses against minors from possessing guns or having concealed weapons. That amendment was not made in order. I guess it was more important to satisfy the gun lobby than it is to make sure our kids are protected from violent predators. To the extent states want to allow their citizens to enter into other states with concealed weapons, they can do so by entering into reciprocity agreements. And many states have done so. But why would we force those that have not, or which have chosen to end reciprocity agreements due to the lax standards of another state, why would we force them to accept the concealed carry permit of every other state? Because any permit would suffice, this bill will create a race to the bottom, with whatever state has the most permissive concealed carry rules setting national policy. In some states, you don't even have to be a resident to get a concealed carry permit. This lowest common denominator approach will only lead to more people carrying more hidden weapons, packing heat on your street. Knowing there are more concealed handguns all around does not make me feel safer. Lastly, I want to address the constitutional argument. In Heller, the Supreme Court held there is a Second Amendment right for persons to bear arms. Nowhere did the court say, however, that there is an unlimited national right to carry a concealed handgun. In fact, Justice Scalia recognized the legality of reasonable limits on the Second Amendment. I can't imagine a more reasonable restriction for states to impose than those which govern who can carry a concealed firearm in their own states. I ask that members reject this deeply flawed and dangerous bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.